case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
The Louisiana Supreme Court in 1988 was faced with a harrowing adoption case questioning the autonomy of a natural parent in deciding the fate of her yet unborn child. This began when Dawn, a young woman seeking abortion, was presented with an alternative path by a staunchly anti-abortion attorney named Perez, who arranged for a private adoption instead. Assured that her identity, as well as the prospective adoptive families, would remain confidential and that she could rethink her decision until the final surrender documents were signed, Dawn accepted. However, controversy arose when Dawn later accused her mother and stepfather of undue influence, stating that they coerced her into signing the papers. This claim, vehemently dismissed by the trial courts who found no traces of coercion, propelled the case towards the Supreme Court. Initially, the Supreme Court upheld the trial court's verdict. They agreed no coercion was at play, adding that Dawn's decision to surrender was shaped by her commitment to the best interests of her unborn child, and her mother's refusal to allow her to raise the child. However, the Supreme Court decided a deeper exploration of the child's best interests was necessary, calling for a new hearing. They emphasized that the Private Adoption Act of 1979, the act permitting legal transfer of child custody, could only be contested if there was evidence that fraud or coercion intervened in the parent's consent. Another critical issue evaluated by the court was whether Perez's personal anti-abortion stance might have unduly influenced Dawn's decision, resulting in a conflict of interest. They argued that such a conflict could nullify the act of surrender if it had substantially skewed the parent's consent. In light of the circumstances, the Supreme Court ultimately ruled to vacate the adoption decree due to insufficient evidence of the child's emotional attachment to either the mother or the adoptive parents. They underscored the importance of the child's welfare and suggested both legislative and judicial reforms to prevent similar delays in the future. The case was thus remanded back to the trial court for a new hearing, with the higher court overseeing. A battle of perspectives, the case served as a reminder to adjudicators that in matters of custody and adoption, the paramount consideration should always be the child's best interest.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class.